Amid the ongoing immigration crackdown, a new $1,000 immigration fee will soon apply to immigrants paroled into the United States. The Department of Homeland Security announced the policy as part of a wider immigration crackdown. As per the officials, the fee is designed to add accountability and curb fraud within the parole system. DHS described the move as a way to strengthen oversight and deter misuse of humanitarian parole. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said the previous Biden administration had turned parole into de facto amnesty. She argued millions of unvetted immigrants were allowed in under Biden's policies, harming national security. McLaughlin said the new fee ensures that those seeking to remain in the U.S. have skin in the game. She added it's part of efforts by U.S. President Donald Trump and Secretary Kristi Noem to restore law and order. Under the new rule, the $1,000 fee will apply once a parole grant takes effect, not when it's requested. The payment will not be due at the time of filing or when travel documents are received. DHS said that the fee could increase annually, tied to inflation through the Consumer Price Index. Any changes will be formally published each year in the Federal Register for public notice. The money will be collected by Customs and Border Protection, ICE, and Citizenship and Immigration Services. Officials say the goal is to prevent exploitation of the parole system and reduce fraudulent claims. The announcement comes amid a larger Trump administration effort to tighten immigration controls. It follows plans to mass deport illegal immigrants and reduce legal immigration pathways to the U.S. One proposal would raise the H-1B visa application fee to $100,000 to prioritize American workers. That plan sparked a lawsuit from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, citing unfair economic impacts.
As you know, the Department of Homeland Security is tasked with making sure that we have a secure border, which we have overwhelmingly been successful with by President Trump's direction, at making sure we're enforcing our laws in this country, that the rule of law matters, and that it applies equally to everybody. We have had for 3 months in a row 0 illegal aliens entering the United States, which is the first time in this nation's history that we've seen that kind of security at our nation's border. Also, we've been working on getting dangerous, criminal, illegal aliens out of our country. Murderers, rapists, drug traffickers, human traffickers, going out, arresting them, and removing them from our communities so that our families can be safe again at night. Our top priorities have been these 2 items: securing our borders and arresting dangerous criminals and removing them from our cities and our towns and our states across the country from coast to coast. Since President Trump has taken office, we have arrested hundreds of thousands of these illegal criminals. I'm here today because the elected leaders in this state of Illinois are ignoring the law. In fact, they're being obstructionists when it comes to getting dangerous criminals off of their streets. They are deciding that dangerous criminals that are murderers, rapists, money launderers, have committed assault, that are trafficking children, are more important than the families that live in the communities here. That includes Governor Pritzker, Mayor Johnson, and others who have worked so hard to protect these dangerous criminals. They'd rather be a sanctuary state and continue to put those individuals above American citizens who built this country, who've raised their families here for generations, and just want to be able to walk down the street safely at night and put their kids to bed and live a peaceful life. Today I'm highlighting 4 different examples of individuals that we've recently arrested here out of this office with the good work of ICE and our HSI officers that we've taken off the streets without the help of the governor or the mayor. Our federal officers have had to do this alone without their support, and these dangerous individuals are now no longer victimizing people because of the good work that we do. These individuals would still be out on our streets today, committing crimes and attacking people and harming them and hurting our children if Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson had their way, because their choice has been routinely over and over and over again to release these criminals back on the streets. The debate over so-called sanctuary policy has consequences for our law enforcement officers, but also for the families that live here and the businesses that are just trying to provide for their community. Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson are answering that question every single day of who should be our priority, who should be our responsibility, and over again, they're choosing criminals. In just the last 7 months, ICE has issued over 1,664 detainers in Chicago alone. 1,664 detainers we have lodged against violent criminals, and that is a 106% increase over what was issued during the Biden administration. Unfortunately, Chicago and its leadership has only honored 8% of those. That means every other person, when they're released from paying for the consequences of their crimes, back onto our streets without any notification to individuals or to the families that have been victimized by them. By getting those 8% at least off of the street, the brave men and women of ICE are saving American lives. Yesterday we announced that now our ICE officers are facing a 1,000% increase in assaults against them. And you read about the stories and hear what's happening from coast to coast every day in our national media and in our press. But it's in large part due to the pro-sanctuary state and cities policies and the language of elected bureaucrats and politicians that are reckless with their lives and endangering their families. Every public official should talk about and work to protect people, to keep them safe and American people's lives safe. I want you to look at the contraband that's in front of me. We have right in 20 kilograms of fentanyl that's in front of me on this table. That's enough to kill 10 million people. And here out of this office, this was interdicted just days ago here in Illinois. And because these federal officers have been out on the streets picking up criminals and dangerous individuals, we were able to take this 20 kilograms of fentanyl off the streets and save over 10 million lives. They're also keeping these weapons out of the hands of criminals that would use it to rob and assault and to murder individuals in these communities. Unfortunately, all of the politicians that have spoken out against their efforts, their desire appears to be that they would like to have more of this on their streets. More drugs out there for their kids and families to be victimized. More guns out there committing crimes. That is not the work that we do in ICE. The work that we do is to protect people and make sure that we remove these weapons and drugs off of our streets and hold those criminals accountable who would go forward and continue to use that to harm individuals. I just want to ask you for 3 things today. Number 1, I want to ask you to support your law enforcement officers. Have their backs. Every single individual that's out there that is noisy and attacking them right now is having an effect that's ratcheting up the rhetoric and distorting facts and not allowing the facts to get out of what the work that they're doing every day and what we've done to help victims get some justice for the harms that were perpetuated in their lives. Those of us that appreciate the work of our law enforcement officers, the fact that we're a country that doesn't pick winners and losers. We apply the law, and if we don't like the law, we should be going to Congress to change it. But that is what these law enforcement officers do, is they continue to uphold the law and make sure it applies equally to everybody. Second thing I'd like to ask you to do is stop putting criminals first. Stop making them the number 1 priority. They are perpetuating harm on American citizens, and they need to be held accountable for it. And number 3, I would ask that you think about the family members around you, the people you've spent your time with, the American citizens that live next door to you in your community. Start thinking about what kind of a community they want to live in, what your city should look like, what their families deserve, and put them first. Make them the priority because they're the ones who invested in this country, and keep it safe and keep it productive and keep it the best country in the world. We'll never apologize here for protecting the American people, but we're going to continue to arrest dangerous criminal illegal aliens. We will defend the homeland. That's what ICE is doing, and I'm so proud to be able to walk with them and to lead with them while they fulfill this mission to really keep United States blessed far into the future.